Hello everyone, welcome back to SC Colonies, and oh boy, I have done a few things off camera. So if you might remember, in the last episode, we were seeking a willow tree. And I stopped the recording because I was like, we were, far enough along, whatnot. And I said like, hey, if anything, interesting comes up, then I will, we'll do another episode and whatnot, and I'd show that. So I traversed all the way to the bog, and not the bog, the marsh, and lo and behold, here's a couple of different screenshots of the marsh that I found. You can see a significant lack of any kind of trees. So then I decided I would go to a wetlands, and I did find a wetlands. In fact, you can see in this screenshot here, like, oh look, there's the willow trees. This is what the wetlands looks like, etc. And basically, first and foremost, I picked up the willow saplings. I got them growing here. When I got there, I was like, there's really no point in like starting an episode just to show this. I attempted to go to a mangrove swamp to see if those spawned anything. They did not. But I have mangrove propagules growing, mangrove log and such. And somewhere, it might be over this way, yeah. Along the way, I ended up finding some fir trees, which I knocked down. Cherry wood, some redwood, we got all kinds of nice woods here. Also, these things give so much freaking wood every time. Freaking the 2 to 4 has a chance of 2 to 4 redwood log every single growth. So these have filled up pretty fast. Which, I mean, to one degree, it's kind of nice. To another degree, it's like, oh my gosh, it fills up so fast. So I'm just going to pop one of these upgrades in so I can get 256 stacks of that growing. I probably don't need it. Like, I could probably move it in with, like, these things. I could probably move a lot of these resources in at this point. I don't really need them growing. But I have a second area here that is growing some stuff. I've got, willow, I've got fir, I've got cherry, I've got redwood. I found rice randomly. I think that was in the willow, the swamp or whatever you want to call it. I have a second set of inferium over here growing, because just the one inferium is growing way too slowly, and we're going to need plenty. So I've got supremium farmland on this one, and I used up basically everything that I had. And then we already had imperium there, so I just moved that into this one here. But also, I did set up the bees, and it is currently nighttime, so they're not out. but they are down here. I've been very slowly obtaining bottles and things because I can't figure out any way to like automate this. I feel like there probably is something with like create where you run a deployer on the bee nest or something. I don't really know. But yeah, there's probably a way to do it. But once we get an apiary building, we will be fine because our colonists can do a little bit of the work on that. So just gonna come in here and grab a few trades with some of the villagers that I can do the trades with. Get a little emeralds going on. I had got a cleric that can get me ender pearls. So I finally have ender pearls like regularly, which is great. And there's a few of these guys that I can basically just like shove, you know, a lot of like the garbage that I have at, and they'll like buy up, you know, all of my crap at this point. At some point when we get netherite, I plan on getting an auto trader. Wow, you're already available to trade flint again? Also, I forget that, like, sticks, like, they will buy, like, 1,000,000 sticks. But he's already ready to trade flint again, apparently, which is nice. But yeah, I will show you a little bit of the other things that I've kind of been doing. Most of it is just getting extra stuff set up for the colony. I went in and I got more maps. So now we have our entire colony area now visible and on display, which is great. You know, the colony comes out to about here on all sides, so... Oh, interesting. I actually need to, like, carry this map over that way, I guess, in order to update the tree line. That's interesting. There we go. I think I've updated the tree line now. So yeah, our forester, or whatever they're called, has been doing a good job knocking down all of those trees. It has been super helpful, you know, getting through all of that. Yeah, see, because now it's not. So yeah, basically they've cleared out all of this section of trees, which is great. I think I need to grab this one and do the same thing, but I'll deal with that later. I do kind of wish these auto-updated, but what can you do, I suppose? Aside from that, I did a little bit of moving things around. I've moved the infusion altar over here. Got the compost barrels there. I was trying to clear up this, like, whole area just in general. And ended up really only doing a little bit of work in clearing that up, because there was just too many things. So, that said... we did get the couple of buildings over here built. This is the level 2 builder's hut. And here is the level 1 of this building. I'm getting it upgraded, the residence. Getting it upgraded to level 2. But I needed a bunch of stuff that I don't have like at all. Like, for example, I need to find azaleas. I found a little bit of glow lichen, but I need more altogether. Um, and basically, there's just a lot of like flowers and stuff that's needed for this, for upgrading this. So, there's a guard tower over here, though. So here's this nice little guard tower. I actually think this is really interesting, this guard tower, because once it's completed, it has like turrets on it. On this side of the structure. It's really cool. So, okay, it is not dark. I moved all the, I reduced the amount of animals and moved them over here. They're all held on by leads right now. At some point, I will actually get them into, like, new, a new pen setup. But we also have a level 2 residence over here, which is great. And, somebody else was living here. Where did they... Oh, I moved them, that's why. So that's a free citizen spot, which is good. You are... Let's see, Julius. Are you the forester that's over here? You are. Okay. One of the important things is to make sure that your villagers have houses that are near their workplaces. It makes them much happier when you do that. So I might want to bring our farmer into that house since they're currently living in the tavern. So whatever, it's fine. This is Ace who lives here, so I think it might be good to tell Ace, hey, go live in this house. So what we do is we go into manual mode. We find Ace J. Ainsworth, who works 57 blocks from here. Current work distance 68 blocks. We'll assign Ace, and then we'll change the assignment mode back to normal. That way, as we get more villagers, they'll just automatically like file in to houses. It wouldn't be a bad idea to do the same thing here. Like, build a house near this spot. Like, maybe even here. And then we can have the miner and this builder, which I don't remember who this is. This is Silas. Of course it is. But we can have Silas and a miner move in over here. We don't have a miner yet, though. But in case I haven't shown off the completed mine, this is basically what it looks like. At level 1, not much to see. I'm gonna upgrade the courier's huts eventually. Same with eventually upgrading all the guard towers and residences and whatnot as well. That was a single sentence for some reason. I don't know why I did that. I like ran myself out of breath because I just that was a single sentence. Aries lives here, but Aries is also the cook that works way over there. So at some point I need to get Aries moved in. But the important thing is that we have our university. And we do actually have a researcher. I've been able to hire some people now that we have more housing space. Because, like, Michaela's house here can have 2 people. So we've got Michaela and Josephine. And Josephine is our researcher. In between episodes, I went ahead and did one bit of research. And actually, because of how much I've actually not been at the colony, It just finished, even though I queued it like 10 hours ago. But I got tactic training, which unlocks the barracks. Like, it literally... Let's see if it's still in here. Yeah, right there. Builder Faye K... no. Well, yeah, they're working on the residents. Your researchers made a breakthrough. They now understand tactic training. That was just like half an hour ago that popped up. So, the next thing I want to do is go ahead and get Ambition, which is the mystical site. And for that, I've been collecting diamonds. And let me tell you, it's been an absolute pain finding diamonds. And so, after a while of attempting to mine constantly and getting nowhere, I decided that the best option for mining was that I actually have a mining spell on my spellbook here. I've got Light, Magic Missile, Ignite, and Mine. So I took the Mine spell that I created, and let's see, where is that? It's up here. I called it my Chunk Mine, and I don't know if it will show very well on here, but basically, I selected a chunk, and I just mined it out. You can see, like, this one, for example, is just straight up down to bedrock. I actually started at bedrock and was working my way up. And I mined out, like, this area, and then I actually skipped up and went to here because I realized mining upward is a pain, so I'm going to start mining downward. But yeah, I've literally been just stripping this entire chunk to attempt to find diamonds, basically. And it worked pretty well, actually. Having the Fortune 3 on the Fortunator, which I recently renamed to that. But yeah, Fortune 3 on the Fortunator, getting me plenty of diamonds off that. Still got the Silkinator. But yeah, basically I got a lot of stuff. It's been really nice. And so one of the things I need to do is I need Azalea. Azalea grow in lush caves. And according to the Nature's Compass, the lush cave is right here. It's not. It's actually all the way over here. I don't know why. There must be like a big gap between where it starts, like where the lush cave spawns versus where it actually like generated. So I also did a few mod updates so that, for example, this is working now. I don't know what was... Like, I don't know why it was broken initially, but basically, when you left-clicked it, or not left-clicked, but right-clicked, it used to, like, put it, knife handle upwards for some reason, and it doesn't do that anymore, which is nice. So, that block is missing its respective building. Yeah, I know. Whatever weird crashes have been happening has just completely destroyed my freaking, post boxes. So, I mean, I don't really need to do that. Like, it gets me the, double the amount of beef. But, I got 179. And then I've got 220 raw pork. Like, it's not like I'm hurting or anything, So, but it is what it is. But yeah, so the main thing for this episode is that I need to get several blocks for this structure that we don't currently have. One of those being the azaleas, which I thought azaleas grew above ground. Like, I thought that they spawned, like, above ground so that they showed, like, where the lush cave is below. Apparently that's not the case. They seem to spawn inside of the lush cavern, and quite plentifully. But I didn't go collecting them, just on the basic principle of I wanted to head down into the lush cave and, you know, show things off a bit that, you know, down there, since it is technically a relatively new feature, you know. I know it's 1.18, but still, you know, we're playing actually this is 1.19, isn't it? So, but yeah, I mean, what, last update, 1.18, so. But yeah, I was looking all over this place going like, where is, like, the azaleas? I just have to find one, and then I can put it into a botany pot and grow more. I could not, for the life of me, find it. And then I was like, well, I mean, there is a lush cave. Like, maybe if I go check it. And then as soon as I, like, looked, I was like, oh, there's many down there. So, but yeah, I can also show you this way how I was doing the chunk mining thing. So, because I can use my mining spell here. But yeah, like there's glow lichen, there's azaleas all over the place. But like I said, I wanted to wait and, you know, really sit down and, like, go through that, you know, here. That said, I can just basically mine forever without having to worry about mana. Because I have so much freaking, like, mana boost. You know, I've got mana regen 3 on all of my armor. I've got spell power 3. I've got magic capacity 3. You know, I've got so much, like, stuff on here that I can basically spam, you know, the mining button, the mining spell like this, and it's perfectly fine. So, that said, I probably don't want to use mining for ores, because I can always fortune those, which is what I was mostly doing. I am going to need these glow lichen. So if I come over here, I can grab my shears. Like so. I don't know if I need vines per se, as much as it is that I just need the glow lichen. Oh yeah, also there's a spider cave right down there as well. It is quite terrifying. Like, I came down and kind of, you know, looked a bit, but I didn't actually, like, do anything here. Once again, this is another case of I probably should be, you know, not mining these with those, but one of the nice things, though, is that it is instant break, so I don't actually need to, like, whoa, frick, worry, you know, about much of anything in that regard. So, there's also plenty of clay down here, and there's several tropical fish as well, it seems. But yeah, flowering azaleas. There is exactly what I'm looking for. Really, again, I just need like one. Like I only need like one. But if I don't have to sit here and grow like a million of them, I won't. I do need some of these moss blocks as well. So I'm going to grab some of them as well. I know it says hoe, so I'm like kind of not being efficient by using the axe. I wonder if I should just use like the mining spell too for these. One thing I would like to do, however, is get a better spell book, since we can do that now because we have the diamonds. That was what was holding us back previously. So, also, I just realized there's flowering azaleas and there's azaleas. So those are actually two different things. Which is very important for Minecolonies. Because, as it turns out, Minecolonies is very picky. I discovered this when Quark added a feature that made some of the buildings literally impossible to construct. Because the Quark adds like NBT data to compasses and clocks, and that one NBT tag is enough for the game for Minecolonies to say, this isn't the same item, I can't use it. And it was quite literally impossible to obtain a clock or compass with no NBT tag. So, like, the moment that you took the item, the moment that you grabbed the item, it would add the NBT tag to it. So, whoops. Even if you grabbed it out of, like, the create menu, the creative menu, or you grabbed it out of what's it called? Flawless Gem of the Samurai. What? Okay. I don't even know what to do with that. There's so much stuff in this pack that I don't even know what is. And I feel bad because obviously, you know, I'm the one making the pack. But it's like, what is all of this stuff? You know? But yeah, I was searching all over the place up, you know, above, trying to find the azaleas. And they're just right here, apparently. Like, I swear I remember them saying, like, yeah, you'll find the azaleas. And, ooh. You'll find an azalea in the overworld. And they'll tell you, like, hey, you can go down and there's a lush cave. So, like, that's what I was doing, was I was looking for a lush cave that way. Apparently, that's not the way you find azaleas. This is legitimately the first time I've ever needed to look for an azalea. So I actually had no idea how to even go about finding these. So, same with like the bees, you know, I didn't know how to do bees because I've never had to before, so. But now I know. But yeah, this gives us some azaleas, it gives us some flowering azaleas, it gives us some moss block. And I suppose I can always come back down here if I need any of this stuff again. You know, it is all right here for the taking after all. But yeah. It's a matter of, you know, grabbing stuff. But yeah, I did pick up quite a few diamonds. It was like 100 or something like that. Just because I wanted to ensure that we just had no issues. You know? Oh, here's something nice. Bonk. Insta-break the spawners. Just insta-break spawners with the mine spell. That said, the mine spell is not diamond level, so it can't mine obsidian. But I think there is a way to upgrade it to the higher level. I just have to, like, do that. So. And dump my inventory right quick. And I'll show you something else that I did that makes it so that I can dump my inventory a little bit easier than when I was before. But I will do that in a moment. I'm just looking around for, you know, whatever is around here, really. So, I'm not sure how much of this stuff I really, like, need. But I'd rather have more than enough than discover I'm off by, like, 1. You know? And have to come down here because, again, just because I'm like, I need 1 azalea, or 1 flowering azalea, or, you know, like 2 freaking moss blocks, or, you know, something like that. So, let's see. They should have a hoe in here, assuming that it will count the crimson iron hoe as a hoe. I don't know if it's counting it as a hoe or if the crimson iron hoe is just this fast. So, but yeah, there's a spider cave over here as well, as you can see. And there are plenty of spider eggs that I either need to break or, you know, not step too close to, because they will hatch. So, here's some mud. I don't have my, whatever, it's fine. I don't have my shovel out. Actually, this is all mud. I don't need more mud anyway. I have so much mud. I literally mined every mud block that was in that biome. The wetlands biome. And I got like 40 stacks of mud. So I definitely will not need mud for quite some time, honestly. As much as I say that, though, I'm sitting here going, should grab everything. Even though, like, half of this I probably don't even need. You know? Grab this. Like, I'm sure I have enough glow lichen now. Because I already had a few to begin with. But even still. Glowing moss carpets. These could be neat to have. Plus, you never know. The Ars Nouveau Colony pack seems to utilize a lot of biomes aplenty as well, so I'm tempted to just grab, you know, just about anything that's biomes aplenty related at this point. Just because I'm concerned that I'll need... You can do it! You can do it! Nope, they can't They can't do it. They're not salmon. They're tropical fish. They are trying, but at the same time, they don't really have a reason to, like, get up there. So then they get up there, and then they're like, nah. Then they leave. And I'll take some gold. Even though I probably don't need it because I have so much gold essence at this point. Still, you never know what you might need. Don't really need this crying obsidian either, but I'm going to grab it just because it's there. So, there are some zomboids down there, as well as a wilden stalker. Also, I feel a little bad because, like, I have this, like, Silent Gear gem, like, mod in the pack, and yet nothing uses those gems for any reason other than Silent Gear, like, gear, you know? I feel bad. So I'm like, can I add, like, a recipe or something that uses some of these gems? Because I feel bad that they don't get used for anything in the pack. You know? Like, yeah, sure, you could... What the frick was that? Oh. I got hit by the Wilden and the skeleton at the same time. That was really interesting. But yeah, I think that's more than enough stuff. I got one glowberry out of all that. I don't think using shears on these does anything for collecting. But what can you do? Bang! Alright, well, I think we've explored enough of this to, you know, be satisfied. Oh yeah, there is, I mean, here there's some azurine, but I did run into, crimsite, I believe it's called, while I was out as well, just a thing of crimsite. So I stopped and mined some of that. So now I have a really nice, like, red brick type block. And I'm debating, like, making... because, like, there isn't actually any, like, buildings that utilize those in Minecolonies. Like, and I don't even think anybody's made, like, a pack for it. Like, people have made ones for ours and stuff, you know? So I'm thinking I might make some. Might make some buildings that utilize some of these resources. Mostly because when the pack is released, I want everything to have a purpose, you know? So, and I think the one of the best ways to do that is to create, like, structures that you can build using some of the resources, you know? Since that's, like, kind of the whole point, right? Is that this, like, this mod pack, while it has a lot of stuff in it, the point of the pack is to be focused on the Minecolonies mod. So, but I don't currently have, like, I need to make, like, all of these mods, like, do stuff. You know? Like, add glow... Well, that doesn't work on flowers. That's right. But, you know, add, like, you know, buildings that use glow roses, or orange sand, or black sand, or, you know, these orange cosmos, or, you know, things like that. Whoa, frick. So that's something I want to do with, like, the final pack. So, and basically, once you've made the tier 5 town hall, you have technically won the pack. Cause like that'll be basically like the final quest. You know, is like, hey, you've done everything else, now upgrade to the town hall. You know, upgrade your town hall to the max. Which, I mean, technically can be done at any time, really. You just have to have a level 5 builder to do that. But I want to make that, like, the end goal, if you will, to get to that point. So, but yeah, I think that gave us a good few resources. So there's that. So now a couple of things I want to do is I want to throw all of this stuff just in here randomly for now. And I will actually, like, sit down and pull out all the materials and get that, like, built, like, between episodes or whatnot. I'm not going to do that, you know, here, because there's a lot of crap that goes into that. So, but I should be able to give this axe to this guy. And let's go make a new spell book, because that's what I want to do next. Spell book. Get ourselves a mage's spell book. Put a novice spell book in there. Get the mage's spell book out, and there we go. Apprentice spell book. Cool. It keeps all the stuff because, funny enough, this is all saved to, like, your player data, not the book itself. So, which is a very, like, actually kind of important aspect of it. So, but now we can equip tier 2 things, such as Cold Snap, Animate Block, Access Ender Inventory, Exchange, Crush, Explosion, Firework, Flare, you know. Anything here that says tier 2 I can now do, which is great. So one thing I need to do is I need to actually make this amplify. And in order to do that, I need a diamond pickaxe. And I've been waiting for this because I wanted to actually do this on camera and not be like, oh yeah, by the way, I just made a diamond pickaxe off screen. It's not a big deal, you know. But yeah, I wanted to get that, but I wanted that to be on camera. Ooh, AoE is a really good one to get as well. That'll actually really... This would actually enhance our mining. The problem is that we have to make a fireworks star. And I legitimately don't remember how to do that. Firework Star Minecraft. There's too many for JEI to be able to show, so it doesn't. Gunpowder, a dye, as well as any additional items beyond that, apparently. So, gunpowder, and just a random dye, I guess. We'll do red because we have 1 million of those. So, And it doesn't matter what fireworks star we use, just as long as it is a fireworks star. So we shall select that and toss our fireworks star. And there we go. We got an AoE. And then I can actually go into here, go into my mining spell, and make it a projectile. Oh, I do have to do the break first. Amplify, I believe, will enhance the mining level. Can be amplified to increase the harvest level. Sensitive will simulate breaking blocks with shears. There is also a way, apply silk touch effect to break, which is that one, and cause the explosion to not destroy blocks that drop. Cannot be combined with fortune. So basically what I can do now is I can do an AoE mine, and I don't want to do this here because, you know, like I don't want to do this, you know, immediately. But I needed some cobblestone, so I just came down here and mined a bunch. But now, as you can see, I can now AoE mine. And it looks like it is a 2x2 AoE sometimes. I think it depends on where you hit. But also, I think if I amplify again, oh no, see, now that's still only doing 2x2. Could have sworn there was a way to get it to be a 3x3. But I don't know. Oh, maybe if I just do a second AoE. Let's try that. What if I do a second AoE? Boom! There it is. Big old 3x3 mining. Heck yeah. Look at how easy this is to mine. Oh, it's so nice. Then I can just drop a few light spells down. Then I can switch back to mine and go boom. And then go boom. Oh my god, there's so much coal here. That's insane. But yeah, now I can really do that chunk mining that I was doing before to try to find diamonds. And I can apply fortune to this. And it would act as a fortune. I believe you can, like, if you want fortune 3, you have to actually apply, like, 3 levels of, like, spell fortune to the glyphs. So, yeah, that's nice. Yeah, so I wanted to do that on episode, because, I mean, I could have just upgraded the thing, gotten the AoE, and then been good, but I wanted to do that. I wanted to get the spell book on episode, and now that I've done that on episode, now I can go do off-camera mining with the greatest of ease, if you will. So, I actually might want to make multiple mining spells. Like, this can be 3x3 mine. And then I can create a projectile of break, amplify, and call it mine. And that will allow me to just mine in a, 1x1. Like, if I don't need to, go blasting away for big AoE, I can just do this, But also, now I can switch to my 3x3 mine and go, boom! Just like that. It's great. Super easy and doesn't cost a lot of mana. And even if it did, we have so much mana regen, it's ridiculous. I'm gonna be completely honest with you right now. I can take from full to empty, empty to full. I can do, a full, all the way down. I can drain the thing all the way down to empty, and it'll, refill super fast, so. But this is what I did with the system. I now have 2 gold chests here. Unfortunately, Quark does not recognize them as chests, so you can't do the, organize thing with Quark, unfortunately. But it is what it is, I guess. Did I run out of space for... lapis? Must have ran out of space for lapis. Also, really, I do. I knew I had glow lichen in here. Why did it... That's so annoying. Sometimes it just refuses to put the items into the system. And I don't understand why. Glow fish, glow ink sacs. I really just don't understand why it does that sometimes. But it's like, oh, this is in the system? I'm just not gonna put it in there, though. Why? Why do you do this to me? Why you do this? But yeah, I've got a few things still kind of crammed in here that probably don't really need to be. I could put them just in random spots all around. But I just haven't been too, concerned with it, so... Let's see, this has stuff that... this has all of the, buildings that we picked up along the way. There is this warp scroll, that I want to go to, but it definitely will not be this episode. That warp scroll is on its own a full adventure, so let's get ourselves a barracks built. But to do that, I need a block of iron, which is something that is not currently in the system. So I want to put a block of iron in the system. Put it there. That's fine. But yeah, I'm going to show you a way to get a portal in Ars Nouveau, and it's really cool the way that you can do it. I'm gonna have to look it up just to ensure that I have things right, but it's actually really cool what you can do with it. This structure is huge. Oh my gosh, I can't fit that in between those at all. It is ginormous. I think I'll just put that over here then. This'll work. I mean, it'll give me the... It'll let me have the barracks and stuff all over the place, at least. Not all over the place. I have trouble figuring out words. I really struggle with, finding words sometimes. And I know that some of that is because of being autistic. Which I don't know, surprise, surprise, I guess, if you didn't know that. I feel like I make that pretty clear, though. Like, I don't hide it or anything, you know? I don't try to, like, hide the fact that I'm autistic. But if you didn't know, you do now, I guess. Right? So, like, let's see. What's this look like at level 5? Okay, like that. Now, see, that makes sense. That's about what I figured. So, I don't know what that, like, extra, like, stuff at the bottom was for. But yeah, I mean, this is a fairly, you know, standard, like, castle barracks, you know? So I think it could work. But before I go declaring that that's what I want to look at a couple of other options. So this is the Ars Nouveau version of the barracks. And I don't know if it needs to be where I currently have it or if it needs to be below ground. Because, like, I see that little ladder there. Oh, definitely needs to be. Yeah, that needs to be below ground for sure. Like, look at this. It's got little turrets on it. I love that. And it's got, like, a moat around the barracks, too. That's so cool, man. Like, this art, like, I'm legitimately regretting not having started, like, my colony with the Ars Nouveau stuff. Because the more I look at it, the more I want to build these, you know? I'm just like, man, if only I had realized that, like, this stuff looked so good when I started. Like, I would have, you know, started my colony as this instead. This thing is massive, though. Holy crap. Like, it reaches all the way the frick over here. If I put that next to this tavern, like, that's it. There's no more space there. Holy crap, man. It's so big. I love it. I really do. Like, I legitimately love it. Let's see. Here's one that's very strange with all of its buildings is the 9x9. And as the name suggests, all of their buildings are 9x9 buildings. This one's hilarious because it looks like it's just that for the most part. So, like, an underground. Oh, that's what it is. That's why I don't design proper styles. It's all it's all basically underground is what it is. Okay. Also, all of the barracks are going to look kind of plain. That's because of these barrack towers. They're the actual barracks. So, like, once I build this structure, I have to then turn around and build the tower in order to actually get the barracks, like, started running. So, which is one thing I'm concerned about. Because I know that some of these, the medieval oak ones, I should state specifically, are a little bit broken. So, like, they don't, the towers don't place in the right spots for some reason. I think they, like, didn't place the tower structures in the right spots or something. So, also this one looks like the barrack towers are already built, like, automatically, which is real interesting. But also I have the feeling that that won't be the case. Like, if I were to build this, you know, as is, I would have to come over and tell it, like, build the barracks tower. Also, this one has all four straight away. That's interesting. Usually you have to like you build the first level and get one tower, you build the second level to get the second tower, and so on. Usually don't start with everything, but I'm noticing Littleton, the Littleton pack seems to do that with a lot of their like buildings. A gallows. What? I mean, that is what that is. Alright. That's interesting. Barracks, barracks alt, and alt barracks. That is ginormous. Holy crap. Like, you can't even see it. It's so big. That is so big. Like, look. This little white line here is the edge. And it goes all the way. Oh my god, it's still going. I thought it, like, just went to there. But no, it goes way the frick over here. Holy dang, dude. Oh, there's the actual structure. Good grief. That is huge. Good grief, man. I don't think I'm going to be doing the frontier barracks. This one's still huge. The regular barracks. This is the alternative barracks, or the barracks alternative rather. This is the level 1. Oh, what? This is the level 1. Are you kidding me? That is massive. I don't think I'm going to be doing any of the frontier barracks. Oh my gosh, dude. That is so massive. Hey, look. This one's is much smaller. The high magic. It's also pretty generic. I can see the barrack towers in the 4 corners here. Like these 4 corners are going to be for the barrack towers. And then if I upgrade this to level 5, I mean, it's alright, I guess. It's not terrible. Oh my god, I'm like bumping against something. I mean, it's big. A lot of the barracks tend to be pretty big. But, yeah. Giant crystal in the middle there. And I bet that these will attach to the barrack towers here in the corners. So, unfortunately, there's no way to, like, look at the barrack towers. So, it is what it is, honestly. I'm going to stick with the Arkwood barracks. I liked that one the most, honestly. I think I will stick with these Arkwood barracks. Let's go back to level 5. Because I imagine one of these is going to be the front. I'm assuming this one, as it has the banners on it. Or, excuse me, colony flags. Oh, actually, that's the same way on all of them. Kind of, yeah, it's kind of just meant to be like an intersection more than anything else, which isn't a bad thing, actually. I think I could work with that. like as an idea, where I have like buildings that are then like directly attached to it, or just pathways that are attached, like, because here's the path, right? And so like then that, you know, the path needs to come off that way. So like here, for example, since I have this path here, the best way to do this would be to put it right there. And then that's going to attach directly like this. And then I can build, you know, a path here, maybe a building or something on this side. You know, just have buildings all the way around it. So, I think that's nice, actually. I kind of really like that. I think I really like this. Then here's where the guard towers are going to be. The barracks towers, rather. So, alright. So the question now is, what is this structure going to need to be built? Let me grab some azurine to serve as like structure markers. Where it, whoops, that was not, here's the shovel. Level 5, yeah, okay. I was gonna say, because I remember there was the water for the moat, and that's here. So this layer, this is the layer that I need to bring the ground down to for this. Which is what I was thinking, I just needed to double check. There's a corner there. Here is a corner there. And then here is corner here. Which is slightly annoying because that's going to be off by 1. It's one of those, if only I had known when I started. You know? And that is kind of a thing, like, if you really want it to look, like, really, really good, you kind of have to be willing to either spend the time in creative mode figuring out where all of the buildings are going to go to begin with, or you have to take the time you know, figuring out, you know, how you want the place to be set up, just in general. Now, I don't have to worry about the moat right now, because, you know, this is the level 1. But, still, I am going to have to move my, botany or Botania stuff, which honestly is fine. It's really, really not that big of a deal. Look, our sugarcane area that we don't use anymore. You know, it's so funny. I really disliked Minecraft when it first came out. I was like, I just don't see the point in this game. Like, at all. It seems completely pointless. And now look at me. Not only am I, like, making my own mod packs for this, I am, like, constantly just playing this. You know, it's so fun. And I think, here's the thing. If I had gotten into, whoops. I think that if I had gotten into Minecraft when it had first started, I don't think I ever would have gotten into it. Because I wouldn't have enjoyed it back when, you know, it was still in dev, inf dev, whatever you want to call it, right? You know, all the, you know, classic, all of that stuff. Like, I would not have enjoyed it back then, and I know that for a fact. Because I actually didn't enjoy Minecraft, like, at all. Like, outside of creative mode, when I first started playing it. And that was at the end of... Like, they had just added creative mode, which I think was a 1.7 beta thing, if I recall. Notch, if you can, you know, imagine that name being thrown around, had just, like, announced the end dimension, when I started, like, playing. And so it was like, oh, interesting, you know, there's an end, you know, there is the end. And, you know, Endermen and stuff. I was like, okay, that's interesting, but, like, I just played in adventure, or not adventure, but creative mode. And all I did was build pixel art. Like, it was literally the only thing I did, was I played in creative mode, and I did pixel art. And I remember, like, running a server, and eventually, like, stopping the server. Because I was just, it just didn't interest me anymore. Plus, I may not have had a, you know, legitimate account at the time. You know, because that was the time where everybody pirated Minecraft, you know. So, like, I didn't have a legitimate account at that time. And I just didn't see the appeal of Minecraft really at all. Even back then. Well, outside of creative mode, I should say. And it's funny because that's actually kind of like where my story with Minecraft begins, because what finally got me an official account was that one of my friends, Brayden, is one of my patrons, actually. You'll see him when I bring up the patron thing. But Brayden Vera, going by the name of Charmander at the time, because his username on Twitch was Charmander. It was like Charmander, like 131 or something like that. I don't remember exactly. What am I doing? I want that. But like, so it was, you know, Charmander told me about, Yogscast, partially, but also about, you know, that they were doing this mod pack called Tekkit. And I'm going, what the frick is a mod pack? Like, first off, you know, because, like, that wasn't a, like, the idea of modding games to, like, to the extent that people do now, like, it just wasn't a thing back then. Like, people just, you really just didn't mod video games. If you did, it was like Doom. You know, that had a, like, built-in, you know, modding system. You know, you didn't, like, go out and download weird, like, third-party programs to, like, mod the games, you know. But, you know, and there wasn't, like, you know, 1,000 different, you know, mod packs you could play. But, like, you know, Braden was like, hey, you know, check out this Tekkit thing. And I was like, all right, you know, it sounds interesting, whatever, you know. And so I, like, looked at it, and he goes, you know, if you want to play Tekkit, the most important, the biggest issue you're going to encounter is that it is on this thing called the Tekkit launcher. And the Tekkit launcher requires you to have a legitimate Minecraft account in order to, you know, like, you log in with the Tekkit launcher, and then from there, you know, you can then, like, download all of their, like, mod packs and such. And I'm like, oh, okay, so I have to have a legitimate, like, copy of the game, you know. And so that was what, like, I was like, well, you know, fine. You know, I told Charmander, I'm like, well, fine. I guess I can do that. Because, like, I had money back then. It's not like now where I have no money. But, like, I had money because I don't remember if I was working. I don't think I was actually working back then, come to think of it. I think that was before I started working, because we were doing, like, YouTube videos and streaming and stuff. In fact, the old episodes of Tekkit, the ones that, like, where I started playing Minecraft, like, legitimately, those are actually still up on the channel. They are literally the first videos I ever uploaded to this channel. So, they weren't the first videos I uploaded to YouTube. I had another channel before that. I had another channel before this, but those were the videos where I, like, went to this channel. 'Cause I think that's what it was I had just started, like, going under the name Serene at the time. And so I, like, made, you know, the YouTube channel. I made, you know, like, Twitch channel, stuff like that. And, like, I bought Minecraft. And we started playing Tekkit. And I, like, super enjoyed playing through the Tekkit mod pack. And when we, like, stopped playing the Tekkit mod pack, I was like, alright, you know, whatever. But then there were, like, a million other mod packs that were on the Tekkit launcher at that point. And so I started, like, playing those. And it was like, okay, you know, whatever. You know, I just started playing, you know, the mod packs that were there. I really started getting into the modded Minecraft. Didn't really get into, you know, vanilla at all. You know, in those days. It was basically modded or nothing. Which, to some extent, I still kind of agree with that. Because, freaking, like, look, you know, I started that series, right? Just recently, like, the vanilla Minecraft. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do this maybe once a week. How many of those have I uploaded? Like, let's be honest. But, like, I don't know, I just don't enjoy Minecraft. It's not fun. You know? It really isn't. It's like Stardew Valley. I can't play Stardew Valley. I can play modded Stardew Valley. And modded Stardew Valley is so much fun. But vanilla Stardew Valley is so boring. And I don't know. That's just the way it is for me. You know, modded Stardew, modded Minecraft, for me it really is modded or bust, because it's just really boring otherwise. And I'm sure that some of that is because I'm regularly playing modded, you know? So it's like, oh yeah, well, why would I play vanilla when modded has all this cool stuff? It's just the base versions of those are all just really, really boring. You know, no offense to anybody who enjoys it, but it's so boring. You know? And I know that somebody is going to be like, okay, Serene, you really don't need to, you know, hammer it in here. And I mean, yeah, you know, sorry that I'm like hammering that in. But it's just, it is. To me, it really is. And so I'm just like, you know, why play vanilla when there's so many good mods out there, when it's so much more fun? You know, when you can have a big mod pack that has plenty of things to do in it. I mean, like, I would like to do this in vanilla, you know, sit down and make a colony, you know, but like, there's not going to be NPCs, there's not going to be like stuff to do, you know. Okay, so I build a residence for a villager that does nothing, you know. Freaking, ooh, look, it's a residence. And instead of NPCs that go out and work, instead you've got 2 villagers that just stand in here and do nothing unless you trade with them. And most of their trades are completely useless. So, but like, I don't know. I really just enjoy modded Minecraft. It's so much more fun. Modded Minecraft, modded Stardew Valley, modded, you know, heck, I don't really even play regular Doom anymore either. Like, once I started playing like modded Doom back in the day, like that was the big thing for me, was playing, even playing modded Doom, you know. And I just find the vanilla content so boring when there's all these creators out there that are making such fantastic mods and fantastic extra content that is really, really freaking good, honestly, you know? Like, yes, Minecolonies clearly does not have the quality that Mojang would put into it if Mojang made a Minecolonies as part of vanilla Minecraft. But I mean, and no offense to Mojang, but like, it took them 3 updates. 4 updates now with 1.20 to get out the Caves and Cliffs update, you know? Basically everything that they promised for 1.17 will be in the game in 1.20. It has taken them 4 full updates. You know, what, 2-3 years to add what is one update that they promised, you know? And supposedly a bunch of that is, well, we want to ensure quality and make sure that everything works and does something, but then they add copper, you know? They add copper and amethyst. Congratulations, I can make a lightning rod and a spyglass. And that's it, basically. Like, there's no use for copper in the game, even still, you know? And there's no use for well, I wouldn't say there's no use for amethyst. At least amethyst you can make like dark glass, but still, you know, so many mods, you know, that you need a use for amethyst. Here you go, magic, you know, like this is all just amethyst. You know, you put amethyst in the thing, it turns into a freaking source gem, and you have an entire mod of all kinds of crazy things. Just with that one thing alone, you know? Freaking, you need a use for freaking copper ingots? I mean, look at create. You know, look at all of the things that create adds. Look at all the things that are added by freaking Silent Gear or freaking iron furnaces and iron chests, you know? Freaking, like, look at all of the stuff, you know? You want to talk about quality, like this JEI here, this is higher quality than whatever this thing that barely does anything is meant to be, you know? Like, this is better and higher quality right here. Just this. Like, Mojang can't even make a proper freaking recipe book system, you know? And it's like, no offense meant to them, you know, because they're doing a fine job. Despite all of what I've said, they're doing a fine job making a cool game. I just have no interest in it. Because every time they add something new, they add it in the most boring way. You know? Oh, we're going to add copper. Hey, cool, they're going to add copper. That means that we're going to get all these kinds of, like, copper-based stuff, right? We're just adding copper. It's literally just adding ingots. We're adding copper because we want people to make roofs with copper. So what you're telling us is, there's so much you could do with copper. And you're adding it because stairs. You know? I don't know, maybe I'm complaining about nothing. Which is entirely possible. I am told that I constantly complain about, you know, stuff that doesn't matter, you know, about nothing, basically. But it's just, I don't know, man. I look at Mojang and I go, if the problem is that because, you know, like, that they added all kinds of content that was modded, right? If the problem is that now they're owned by Microsoft, and so now, well, we have to be careful about how we do things, because, you know, if we, you know, take somebody's mod idea and put it in, then, you know, they might try to sue us for stealing their idea. Like, okay, like, legitimately, yes, I'm absolutely sure somebody will do that, because the game is just so stupidly big, and people are stupid. Just in general, you know? Not you, dear viewer, of course, but people are just stupid. They will try to sue for any reason. But, like, you gotta look at feedback. You gotta look at the things that people want. And be willing to, like, consider these things, you know? But, again, maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm the one being ridiculous, you know? Because I'm sitting here being like, please, Mojang, give us this really cool thing. And Mojang's like, but Microsoft won't let us. You see, the thing about that is that Microsoft won't let us do that. And yeah, that's one of my biggest, that would be one of my biggest complaints is, I almost guarantee you that regardless of what they want to do, there's going to be a, we can't do that because Microsoft, you know? They're no longer an indie dev company that can just do whatever they want. And unfortunately, that's the sad fact. You know, that is honestly the make or break of the situation, is they're not an indie game dev company anymore. But also, they're not an indie game dev company anymore, and they kind of need to act like it. You know? It like, and I know that you know, there's all these people out there that are always like, Mojang's just lazy. And yes, I hate to say it, but I don't know that it's that they're being lazy so much as it is that because Minecraft became so big, they thought, oh, well, we're this big company, we can do what we want. And then that turned around and backfired on them, and they're having to, deal with the consequences of that, you know? I mean, look at what happened with freaking Blizzard over World of Warcraft, you know? Like, Blizzard just thought, oh, well, we're Blizzard Entertainment, we can do what we want with World of Warcraft, you know? And then people went, no. You absolutely can do what you want. You're absolutely right. But you're not going to have any players afterwards because you have made it not fun. So I need to get rid of this puzzle. I really do. But like, there. I've been leaving it there because I was struggling with whether or not I wanted to just get rid of the podzol or not. You know, whether I wanted to, like, silk touch it or something. But, you know what? In the end, it has been decided. The podzol has been yeeted. There's no more here. So, alright, well, after spending the last, half hour talking all of your ears off, with just random chatter, I'm sure that all of you have other things that you would like to do, or other videos you would like to watch. So I am going to end this episode off here. I do hope you've enjoyed, though. Feel free to leave comments, talk about, any of the things that I said there, your opinions. I do, to be clear, I do think that Mojang is working on fixing their blunders, getting their staff back in, getting their people working properly and things like that again. And I fully expect that more things and great things will come. But even so, even if even if they turn around and produce like some of the best content, I just think that vanilla Minecraft will always have this issue, in my opinion, where it's just boring, because there's no way that Mojang is ever going to add something like, magic spells, create type machinery, and those are the things that I enjoy. So unfortunately, unless those are added, base vanilla Minecraft is just always gonna have that lack, you know, that boringness, if you will, to it. And really, there's nothing you can do about that, you know. If you can't add that kind of content, that's perfectly fine. It's just that, unfortunately, I will always be bored with by it because of that, you know. So, but you know what? As long as Mojang keeps updating Minecraft, and as long as, you know, people keep making awesome mods, it really doesn't matter what Mojang does with Minecraft. I'll keep playing it, so.
I'm going to do my
This guy's name is Fisher. Nice. Well, hey, Fisher. You have been officially recruited into the colony. So find wherever it is that your bed is, the colony has set to be your bed, and head on off. So, in fact, what job have you picked up? Anything? Fisher Z. Gray, your job is miner. Ooh, cool. All right, so we finally have our miner. Awesome. I'm happy. All right. Well, I'm going to, you know, sit here, keep working on, you know, upgrading some of these tier 1 structures up. You know, getting more colonists in, stuff like that. I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to subscribe. There is a playlist so you can check any episodes you missed. There is also a link to Discord and Patreon. You can come hang out with us and help support the channel. And I think this is the border of this structure right here. Like this ended up getting dug in. I don't think I dug this. I think they dug that. I'm gonna actually need to get the build tool and check. So. What matters is that I put something down so that I can see where the structure is. Oh, I did dig this. This was me that dug this. Oh. Huh. I guess I just forgot to put the freaking azurine around it. Oh well. Time to do that now. I will see you all next time. See you later.